Hey Aries, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we're doing a kind of you versus them reading. Whether you're in a connection already, a past person, or a new person. I, my last All Signs video was sort of all about, the next connection coming up for you. So if that fits your category, maybe check that video out so you know who we're talking about today. But just before I start, I will just let everybody know if you do leave a comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for that free personal reading. I'll be drawing that when we hit 100 subscribers. So just a super small channel at the moment. So hoping to grow that just a little bit so that, all those messages can get to the people that do need to hear them. But I really appreciate all your likes and subscribes. Thank you so much for the support so far, Aries. But today we are using the Terra Lenormand for your energy. I also have the Scrying Ink Lenormand deck for your person's energy, as well as the Hidden Truth Oracle, so we can get some sort of hidden messages with the energy as well. But getting straight on into it, wanting to start today by, seeing if there is anything important that you need to know for yourself there, Aries, as well. Okay, anything Aries needs to know? Important message for Aries. Okay, so we do have the Tower and the Coffin have come out for you, Aries. So this is going to mean slightly different things for different people within the collective. So for some of you, like it's a pretty straightforward message either way, though. So for some, what we do see with the Coffin is something that has ended. All right, and so what has ended is that Tower. Okay, so when we do end things, we do see death and rebirth with that Coffin energy. So that ending, bringing about a transformation, bringing new energy in with that. So what has ended for some of you there, Aries, is just the past cycles have ended just in general. This sometimes can talk about, things from the past. So it could be, some foundations that you've laid in the past, and that cycle has now ended, making the way for new energy to sort of come through. But for others of you, we are actually looking at some sort of solitude that you may have been in. You may have been in a phase like hermit mode kind of a vibe, taking time to yourself, sitting up in your tower all by yourself, thinking things through. I do feel for majority of you, this is actually what it is about. It's about that, that solitude is ending, and it's sort of time to end that solitude and bring in that new energy where we are bringing other people into our world as well, bringing other people, letting down your hair and letting other people up into that tower as well. So coming out of some sort of solitude, I'm kind of, sometimes I could really want to say the whole the Superman thing, the whole fortress of solitude, where you've built this fortress around yourself, Aries, and been living up in this tower, but coming out of that now, and sort of rebirthing. You've probably grown and changed a lot during that time to yourself. So we really do see this opportunity for that rebirth of you, Aries. So that's always a positive as well. But getting into the actual reading there, Aries and this connection, please. Aries and this connection. Aries and this connection, please. Okay, so Aries, first and foremost, we do have that scythe energy. So that really does talk about sudden, unexpected changes, sudden break from this past energy that you have been in with that tower and coffin. It may be, suddenly closing the lid on that time to yourself and wanting to move forward in positive ways. I also have the whip has come out. So I do feel as though, there is that element of suddenly breaking away from, you know, any trouble or tension that may have been in the past. But I feel for a lot of you, this is actually talking about like self-punishment, like that self-flagellation kind of vibe where you've been beating yourself up and suddenly unexpectedly, closing the lid on that and trying to move forward in a more logical manner, that you're not constantly berating yourself. I kind of feel for a lot of you. We do have the masculine coming out after that. So I do feel for a lot of you, you know, I'm kind of getting that vibe of, a troubled man, basically. So you've been in this stage where you have sort of been facing a lot of personal trouble and tension within yourself, trying to control your thoughts, with that masculine energy. He really does live in his thoughts rather than his emotions. So you've been trying to control yourself quite a lot and come from your thoughts, and kind of avoiding your feelings, I feel, Aries. But there is something sudden and unexpected that is going to bring about this change in you. No more solitude, no more beating yourself up, no more getting stuck in your head and overthinking things, being non-emotional. I feel it's like a bit of a message to let us know that, it's okay to let some emotions out and be a little bit more vulnerable sometimes with our emotions as well. Because we do also have the key energy. Okay, so unlocking the door to success, Aries. Getting out of this and suddenly choosing to not allow yourself to be troubled anymore, is going to really unlock some new doors for you. All right, it's really going to lead to your success just within yourself, within this connection as well. So I feel as though this connection may be sort of only just sort of coming in the near future. You may not actually be in a connection as of yet. Or if you are, we may be sort of looking at, closing the door on things that have happened in the past and keeping to yourself, keeping your emotions to yourself in the past, and really unlocking the door to, that shared journey, it and opening the door to the connection in general. I with the masculine, I do want to say I don't normally genderize the energies. Okay, so it could be a male or a female or other, but it really is someone who's in that logical brain, that mind space rather than feelings, rather than in your heart space, really in that mind space where you're overthinking and coming from a very stoic kind of place and not sharing your feelings or emotions with anyone. The masculine energy really does try to control, these things within themselves, and sort of be quite dominative of their thoughts and the things that trouble them as well. So I really feel as though you're sort of unlocking that and, throwing that away and starting on over, unlocking yourself, these things that have troubled you in the past, closing the door on those so that you can open the door to positive things and start talking to yourself in a positive way, rather than, I'm feeling that you have sort of been a little bit troubled in the back of your mind, talking to yourself with, that self, just that self-talk has been a bit negative, I feel, while we've been, in that hermit mode, keeping to ourselves. Yeah, so really unlocking that opportunity, unlocking opportunities for yourself to actually express yourself in a more, emotion-based manner and a more loving manner toward yourself, as well as the, others around you. All right, but we'll have a look at their energy towards you. So this person's energy towards Aries, please. Okay, and outcomes with this connection, please. Outcomes with this connection, please. Okay. So feeling a little bit of your energy coming out in the outcomes there, but I'll get to that in a minute. This person's energy towards you, first and foremost, we do have the cross card. Okay, so they are feeling a little bit burdened. I'm feeling that this may be some things that have happened in the past. This may be someone you already know and you're just not in contact at the moment, or something like that. Otherwise, they're sort of, they do still have some burdens from their own past, even if this is a new connection. So the cross can sometimes talk about, feeling a little bit burdened or overburdened, just by the world, by the monotony of life. It gets like that, right? But they also have a lot of faith, and you guys may have a really strong spiritual connection coming through with that cross as well. It does have that sense of, having faith that, love is coming, and having faith that, love is there for the taking, and that there is a very sort of destined element between you and this person, that they're feeling it's kind of like destined for them to be with you, Aries. It is feeling, quite having a lot of faith in you, and I feel like more than you have in yourself at sometimes, with your energy there. But we also have the female coming out for their energy as well. So quite balanced between you both there, with the masculine in your energy and then the female in their energy. That is a balance, and we do need that balance. So they may be somebody who is a little bit more emotional. Once again, don't really want to read the genders there, but of course, you could be a masculine Aries and they may be a feminine. But really, they're just somebody who is really nurturing and, coming more from that heart space, that emotional side of themselves. They may be an emotional person, all right? And with the feminine right next to that cross, they're probably a very, very spiritual person as well, okay? With that combination, I really would feel that they are somebody who is, quite in touch with their spiritual side, their intuition, those sorts of things, all right? Now, we also do have the anchor for this person's energy towards you as well. So the anchor there is all about, they're your anchor. They're going to hold you safe through the storm, so they really are, that this connection may weigh down on them in a few ways, but I don't feel like it's a negative, weighing them down kind of a vibe. It's more just that safety, holding you safe throughout, like the rough seas and all that sort of stuff. They kind of really want to be that support for you. They want to be that port that you stop at and feel safe and secure with them. That, like, when you drop the anchor off a ship, it holds the ship still so the ship doesn't float away. It's like marking your spot. So they really are that sort of, especially with that nurturing female energy as well. They really want to hold you safe and steady through whatever comes. Okay, Aries. So there's a really, really lovely energy coming through from your person there. Now, when it comes to the outcomes, the first card I have drawn is the bear energy. All right, so that is a little bit linked up with your energy there, Aries, where we see, that in your thoughts, and quite protective of yourself. The bear is quite protective to the point it gets a little bit overprotective of themselves, and, to the point of being, defensive, against letting anybody in. And I feel like that's coming from you, Aries. And that's one of the things that sort of needs to end with that coffin and that scythe card, needing to sort of cut away from that and stop, being so negative on ourselves, letting ourselves be troubled. This person has that nurturing element. The bear also has a very nurturing element as well. So it's letting us know that you can rely on this person. They want to protect you as much as you're trying to protect yourself. Okay, so bringing that all together, maybe relying on that person a little bit more, but because, we do see with the bear, this is somebody standing really strong in their own power. They may have boundaries. You may have strong boundaries. You both might be, those sort of overbearing, protective type people. But, it's safe for you to rely on that person because they do want to protect you. And I feel like you probably want to protect them as well, Aries, and protect this connection. All right. And then we do have the crossroads coming in. So with the cross on the table, I kind of want to say that, as an outcome, it's letting us know that, yeah, this is the right path for you to be on, but also that there may be some, some serious sit down conversations and decisions and choices that you need to make about where this is going, because with the crossroads it does talk about different paths. If you are feeling like you're on different paths, really needing to sort of sit down and talk it out, sort of a vibe, because I do have the birds coming through there as well, and the birds really does talk about conversations and phone calls and those sorts of things. Okay, but really building up the excitement for the path that you can travel with this person. There's a lot of potential here. I can feel that there is a lot of potential here. So it's really working out, what path do we want to follow? Do we want to follow this path together and lead into something that could actually be, really fantastic, or do we want to, stay on separate independent kind of paths and go back into our solitude or whatnot. But the birds really does give us that inkling as well, that there may be some past issues that are affecting you both, I feel, that may be sort of, still grieving things that have happened in the past, and really needing to just sit down and talk about, how do we get on the same path with this connection? How do we both get on the same, road and walk that path together, rather than apart? All right. So, and with that bear though, we do find that, there is a lot of nurturing and protection around this connection and around the path. With the cross there, I do feel as though this is a destined sort of path for you and this connection. That that there is a lot of success there. You're headed towards success one way or another, Aries. So it's really going to be up to you and this person to actually, I feel like, hash out exactly where we want this path to go. All right. But we'll get some hidden energy going on here. What's the hidden truth of this connection? What's going on under the surface of this connection? Show us the hidden truth of this connection for Aries, please. Okay, so you speak to me through music. All right. So you guys might hear certain songs and think of the other one. I do feel that for a lot of you, this is someone from your past that you already know who this person is. All right. So for some of you, you definitely do know this person. But you speak to me through music. So there may be some important songs that sort of remind you of this person, that kind of a thing. But also, if you are the Aries that is having trouble expressing your feelings, go old school and make up a playlist for this person. And this is how I feel about you. I may not be able to say it with my own words, but if I can show you through these songs, send them through a playlist and let them know how you feel. um, you know, I was born in the 80s, guys. So, that's something we used to do. We'd sit there and, pause, record, play, record, rewind, record, and sit there and make, cassette tapes with, songs and give them to our friends or loved ones or whatever, to sort of, this is my vibe or whatever. And I kind of miss that sort of stuff. I really need to get like a tape deck so I can sit there and do that again. But these days Spotify is just way too easy to do that, right? So, but we also have I'm Afraid to Contact You. So once again, I feel like this is you, Aries, afraid to really express your emotions. All right. So with that nurturing energy though, I do feel as though, you have nothing to be afraid of. Okay. So if you are a bit afraid of talking to this person or contacting this person, like I said, make them a playlist, go nuts. But there's nothing to be afraid of, Aries. They are a very nurturing energy, and I feel as though they just want to support you through whatever it is that's on your mind. So, you know, I feel as though you're totally safe to talk to this person about whatever you need to talk to this person about. Like I said, it does feel as though there is some things that you guys need to talk through anyway. So opening up lines of communication is probably going to be for the best in the long term. Okay, well, that's what I have for you today, Aries. I hope that helped. Let me know in the comments, but I hope to see you all again soon.